everybody to
Good morning, everyone. This is Christy Baker with the University of Missouri Extension and 4-H. I am totally excited today to be interviewing Jon Barry. Jon has been my hero for many years. I've watched on the sidelines and watched him go out on what I thought was amazing horses that he's trained, and just go through and just breeze the competition like they weren't even there, Jon.
They were.
Jon, how did you get started in all of this?
When I was 16, I'll go back. When I was a young man, I always wanted to be around animals. And my mother had done 4-H and in Wichita, Kansas, and my grandfather kept me involved in stock of all kinds. Taught me how to trade cows, pigs, everything. Bought me a young horse when I was 13 just to ride around the farm, that type of thing. When I was, my folks moved to St. Charles, Missouri, and when I was 16, I was able to drive and went to work for a horse trainer in Harvester, Missouri. And we trained this type of horses. It was an American quarter horse, and we did every event there. We did from the halter in the morning until the reining and barrels in the afternoon, evening. I was very fortunate to ride hundreds and hundreds of horses. But to begin with, I had to clean about 56 stalls every day. I had to put my
That's all part of
yes,
it, isn't
you
it?
have to do the work before you get to do any of it. It's all just hard work, and it's been very rewarding to me through the years. Working there 4 years, I got to meet a lot of people, go to a lot of places in this country, showing horses and working as an apprentice. And as an apprentice, you make very little money, but you get an education. And that's what in 4-H you've got to remember. It's not all about did you win today, or how did we do. It's what you accomplish and what you learn and what you get self-satisfaction out of. That's the most important thing. Learning how to take care of your animals, how to take care of yourself, very important. I then went on and me and another young man worked about a year together in southwest Missouri, trained horses. And during that time I met the lady that I married and have been married to for 42 years. Her name's Kathy Barry. She wanted to train horses too, but she was going to college to get a college degree, and she did. And so when she graduated, we worked at this facility in Advanced. She worked with me for 10 years until my daughter was born. And when she was born, we decided that she wanted to stay home with her, and at that time I was taking 10 to 12 head of horses to a horse show every other weekend, and she wanted to stay home more with Marty Kay, my daughter, and that type of thing. So she did, and then my business really got busy, and I was up to about 40 head of outside training horses and had 2 to 4 men working for me, and taking 12 to 15 horses every weekend to horse show. We did that for quite a few years, and it was very rewarding. Got to showing in the Western Pleasure a little more, what I want to say, specialized in that event, and that's when the events went to pain a whole lot. And at that time, all through the 90s, I was one of the leading riders in the country. I was very fortunate. I had customers that bought us great horses to go show and enjoy, and I was able to become one of the first members of the $250,000 Club of the National Snaffle Bit Association. That's on Western Pleasure horses, and very proud of that. I'm in the Hall of Fame for the National Snaffle Bit Association. I've been president of it. I've been very much involved in the Missouri Quarter Horse Association, and it all started with the 4-H. You know, I learned how to be part of an organization and listen to what I had to do and go from there. hard work always pays off, and honesty and communication always pays off. I was blessed. My daughter did the 4-H. She had a steer in it, and we did it, and she enjoyed it. And then she went on and was involved in a group called the High School Rodeo Association. And through that, she got a 4-year scholarship through college, and got her bachelor's degree in that. So real proud of that. She still does the horses and helps me with the horses. But like I say, I've been here 42 years, going on 43, and very blessed to have had the quality of the horses and the quality of people right here in a small town called Advance, Missouri, where nobody would be driving by to look at a horse or come see their horse or anything. They more or less, have to drive to get here. And
but they come.
Yes, I've been blessed with that.
If you build it, they will come.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, Jon, the 4-H program I feel is really important for the kids to begin with, because we have so many horsemanship curriculum, and we have some really, really good leaders that take these kids and start them from the basics.
Yes.
After that, you were saying that when you were 16, you went and apprenticed with another trainer.
Yes.
To learn the trade. How many years did you do that before you were able to go out on your own? And
I worked there for 4 years, and it's just like a college education. You learn something, and I still try to learn something new every day from somebody, my peers, my folks competing against me. I try to learn. I try to learn from my defeats, and I also try to learn from when I succeed.
so if we have 4-H kids out there who aspire to become trainers,
or if they just aspire to have their own horses to be able to make them better for themselves, go to a trainer in the area that has a good reputation and spend time with him. It's anything you learn. I have 3 ladies here right now, and they're here to work through the summer and help and get better educated about the horses. Now, will any of them become horse trainers? Who knows? I don't think I set out to be a horse trainer one day. It just kind of happens. You have to have a love for the competition and a love for the work ethic, because you go, it's 24 hours a day.
definitely.
So, but we lack so many. We need people, young people, to come get involved. We need workers that'll come and learn.
Well, that's one thing I've noticed about 4-H kids. They are very dedicated. They have a wonderful work ethic.
Yes.
So this is an area that would be awesome for any of our 4-H kids to step into, if they have the passion to do that.
Yes.
And we appreciate you encouraging our kids and kind of giving them a guideline of how to get to where they want to be one day. And the horse and child connection is so unique. The way the horses connect with the youth, and like you said, it's a passion that grows the longer you stay with the horses.
Yes, it is.
So, what direction are you going in now?
I have slowed down from over 40 horses. I have brought it back to where I just keep 14, somewhere in there, and I keep plenty of help around. I have a gentleman that's cleans stalls and does all my maintenance work, and been with me 11 years, and he can think ahead of me, everything that he's done here at the barn, where I can concentrate on just riding. I can, I have been physically beat up pretty bad. I have both hips replaced, and rod in my spine and rod in my leg, and just from it takes a hard toll on your body, this business does. But I can still ride 7 to 9 horses a day, which is plenty, and we get all the others out. Consistency is the biggest thing in my program. I work consistently in any program. At school, if you go in school and do your grades and you do them consistently, you'll get better. And that's the same way I try to do my program.
Well, you know, last week we interviewed Marnie Loosenort, barrel racer.
Yes, very good.
And she said that she got started in barrel racing by doing Western Pleasure first. She said before you can do anything, you have to learn horsemanship skills and you know how to handle the horse. So she was very adamant on the value that riding pleasure horses had given her in her career now as a barrel racer. And if we've got kids out there that want to be a really, really good horse person, but they don't have the money to buy that caliber horse, what would you suggest them do?
They find someone that they can go spend time with and work, and they might have to clean 6-7 stalls to ride one horse. But trainers, and even if for the first couple months they just get on them and cool them out, they'll learn from those horses if they're at a trainer's place. And that's the first thing I'd have them do.
Oh, that's great
Know,
advice.
my parents could not afford a horse, so that's what I did. I went and worked for a horse trainer for starting out cleaning stalls, and then I stepped up from there to saddling and unsaddling and washing them and taking care of them like that. And then I got to ride some, and you know, the more I worked, the more I rode, so I saw that was a reward. That's
John,
the biggest thing for the young children now. They've got to realize it's not all handed to them. They have to work for it. And the 4-H is great about that.
Takes a lot of work ethic, doesn't it? I noticed looking around your walls at all the championships, the trophies that you have here, and I'm just blown away by the number and where they were won at. Can you tell us about the one win that really sticks in your mind that you were really grateful to achieve?
That would be in 1991. I won the Junior Western Pleasure at the AQHA World Show on a horse called Zipple by Moonlight. And that was the first time I'd won that horse show. And it is the most prestigious horse show in our industry. So, and she was a great horse. If you read any of the magazines or now and see advertisements, there's a lot of horses with the word Moonlight in their name, and it all came out of that mare's genetics.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and just about anything you hear, Moonlight this or that, came out of that horse there. And she was, she won a whole lot with me. The other thing that is just a unbelievable situation, the owner of that horse is paralyzed from her chest down. We bought that horse, both of us liked it, wondered if she could ever show it, and she could, and she took it to the World Show 3 times, placed in the top 10 all 3 times, was reserved at the All-American Quarterweight Congress with it, just because that horse knew that she was a handicapped lady and she had to do her job for her. Horses can relate to people more than people realize.
You know, I've seen that a lot with our 4-H horse camps that we do. The connection that these horses make with those kids is just almost, it has a calming, almost immediate calming effect on these kids.
Yes, it gives them confidence.
It does.
It gives them confidence that they can do something.
And the horses really seem to be gentle with the kids, and you know, the kids really come out of their shells when they're around these horses. And you talk about the lady being handicapped from the waist down. So that horse had to know that she had to take care of
Yes.
her rider.
Yeah.
That's an incredible story.
It's a story on its own. They did a lot of magazine articles on her about it, and it was quite a story. That's why that horse meant so much to me. And I've been blessed. I have had so many great customers, and I would not be anywhere if it weren't for the customers and the horses I have.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody gets to thinking that they're the ones that's doing it all, and that the industry owes them something, they won't get far ahead.
So here we are at Jon Barry's farm, ranch, stable, and like I said, I am absolutely thrilled to be here because Jon has been my hero for many years. I've watched him compete at the local and world level.
Thank you.
And I have always been amazed with your touch that you have, your ability to read a horse and get a reaction from the horse almost immediately.
And that is, you just learn that with time. So nobody can just sit there and say, do this and it works. You have to have time in the saddle and experience and that type of thing.
And I'm very impressed that this lady, what is her name?
Dana Smith.
Dana
Yes,
Smith?
she's from Hopkinsville, Kentucky, and they can go on Facebook and see her stories on Facebook under her name. It's just excellent.
Dana Smith. Y'all look Dana Smith up because this is an incredible story. If you think you can't ride because you're handicapped, there's ways.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
There's ways.
Yeah.
And the horses do so much for you, whether you're handicapped or rich or poor or short.
Yes. Yes.
Short.
You're exactly.
But just one last thing. What would you like to tell our 4-H kids about horses and your experience, and what kind of encouragement can you give them to make sure they go on?
I would say that just that in itself. Go on. Be definite about finding out more information. Read and try to find someplace where they can go and be around horses if they're interested in it. And just work at any kind of stables or any breeding farm or anything to be around the horses, and they'll get more education from it.
Awesome.
And don't just because one person says no, they don't need you around or something like that. Don't stop there. Keep going and find somebody that'll let you come and hang out with them and that type of thing.
Well, thank you very much, Jon.
Thank you
we
for
have
coming and
really appreciated you
keep
sitting
working on
with
that
us.
4-H. I think that's a great organization.
We are working hard here in Stoddard County and all over Missouri. But thank everyone for coming in. Do we have any questions? Okay.
Now this
He's got
is
his
always
glasses on so he can see.
this has always amazed me. Like he said, this is Advanced Missouri. This is not Tulsa, Oklahoma or Houston, Texas. And you got one of the most famous pleasure horse riders for sure right here in Advanced Missouri. That's what I had to say.
Thank you.
Well, since I am a former art teacher, I just want to show everyone this drawing up on the wall. Jon, can you tell us a little bit about this drawing again?
This drawing was done in 1993 by a lady from California. The American Quarter Horse Association had came to me, and the lady had wanted to make a picture of the perfect frame of the Western pleasure horse. The way its head and neck should be carried, its legs at a trot, and that. And this lady took multiple pictures, watched me ride, did multiple things, and she took pencil and drew this picture then, and it hung in the American Quarter Horse Association Heritage Center for about 7 years after that.
Wow. And this is your Moonlight.
This is a mare called Zibble by Moonlight. In 1991 she was world champion. 92 she was reserve world champion.
That is very nice. I really enjoy the art, and all of these trophies, just absolutely amazing. The National Snaffle Bit Association, American Quarter Horse Association, or World Shows. Awesome. Well, Jon, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really appreciate this, and I can't tell you how much.
I appreciate
And I'm
that.
sure all of these kids will really enjoy listening to what you have to say and the encouragement that you've given them.
Tell them please come and see me.
Will do.
Okay.
You heard that, guys.
bet.
Come and see Jon Barry in Advance, Missouri.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. See you later.